Good morning, this is Yogi Mai, Department of Biology. So now I am here with reproduction in animals. Got it? So in previous we discussed about asexual reproduction. In that different types we have discussed. Now one more the important type we discussed. Got it? That is tissue culture in asexual reproduction. I forgot to explain you that. I thought to explain at the time of in vitro fertilization, but it's okay. Now we'll explain tissue culture. Later we will continue the sexual reproduction. So, tissue culture. What is meaning of tissue culture? Tissue culture. By using of tissue of a plant, we generate new plant. That condition is called tissue culture. What is this, madam? It's something different. Yes, it's absolutely different. Tissue culture. In tissue culture, generally, they extract a specific piece of tissue. Specific piece plant tissue. Like, we have discussed that in vegetative propagation. That too in grafting. The last and final one. Grafting. In grafting, we want stalk and scion, right? In stalk and scion, what we require? We require selected two types of plants here. Like in a tissue culture, for example, I need a big mango and which is full sweet. But I have the mango at my home which is sweet. And I also have another mango which is so big. Now I want this big size character and also I want this sweet character. Both I require. If not, you want to take tomato. Tomatoes generally are small size tomatoes are sour. And big sizes, generally sweet tomatoes are in big in size. But now I require large size of tomatoes which are sour. I want sour tomatoes in a large size, that too red color. Then what can we do for that? We can do the process called tissue culture. So in this tissue culture we not required any sexual cells here. Just only required any cell, it's okay. Whether it is a leaf cell, whether it is a stem cell, or whether it is a root cell, whether it is from fruit, whatever it is may be. From that we extract tissue and we grow that in culture. We grow that in culture. What is that culture? You know, vegetable broth. What is that? Vegetable broth. By using of different vegetables, they extract a juice. That extracted juice, they make it semi-solid in a test tube. That semi-solid test tube, in that, they inoculate these tissues what they have extracted from selected species. Like they extract from sweet mango and they extract from big mango. And these two insert in vegetable broth culture. See, if it is a test tube, in this test tube, they fill it with the vegetable broth slightly. Why? Generally, if liquid is in completely in a horizontal manner, for the growth of a plant, there won't be a proper space for growth of a plant. It will not be much spacious. To make it spacious, they make it slant. See, if it is in slant, the space is more to grow roots, even shoot also. That's the reason. So on these vegetable broth, they take the tissues which they have collected and place on it and they leave like that. So by using of these nutrients which are present in test tube, these tissue, the large mango tissue and sweet mango tissues all combined and together mix up and form here a massive like structure, like a pulpy like structure. Got it? like this. This is called callus. What it is called? Callus. These callus later it become as a tissues, digested tissues. Which tissues they took? Sweet mango and large mango, and later callus developed. And these callus later shows the formation of the roots and shoot. Once the root and shoot developed, the plant is developed, they remove these plant and put it in a pot and also they grow in laboratory conditions. After the complete growth up to a certain height in a laboratory, they replace this plant to in a open area. Got it? Because the plant which grown in a laboratory conditions become sensitive. So that sensitive plant, they grow it in under the sunlight. After it grows up to a certain height and until it becomes resistant towards sunlight, they put it inside. Later it becomes stronger, they grow it outside. So after some days, but for this whole process takes time, not completes within immediate 1 or 2 days. It takes nearly 2 to 3 years, sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years also. It is a process of an experimentation, need to follow, need to maintain and need to wait for. So, but the result will be extraordinary. So this takes place, this kind of tissue culturing takes place in biotechnology. Biotechnology, if they are succeeded by this experimentation, absolutely I can tell you that any experiment they can be succeeded future. Got it? So this is about asexual reproduction. So I hope I finished everything apart from the parthenocarpy, remaining everything I explained. I told you about binary fission, multiple fission. Fission together I explained, binary and multiple. And budding, sporulation, fragmentation, and also now present I explained about tissue culture. Got it? So next we discuss about sexual reproduction. Okay? Sexual reproduction. So what is sexual reproduction? The process of giving birth to the next generation with the involvement of male and female gametes. Am I right? That's all. So just to look at the process of giving birth to a fertile and one with involvement of sex cells are nothing but called gametes. Okay, so what are the gametes? Gametes are the reproductive cells, are also known the sexual cells which helpful for reproduction. Gametes. Are also known sexual cells, are reproductive cells. Sexual cells are reproductive cells, gametes, which are male and female. So generally, in a sexual reproduction, the organism developed by the formation of zygote here. So generally see, when male gamete is reacted with female gamete, fused together form zygote. This process of fusion of male and female gametes form zygote. That process is called fertilization. What is the process called? Fertilization. By the process of fertilization, the male and female gametes both fuse together form zygote. And these zygote later develop as a new baby. Got it? So, what is fertilization then? So, simply I will tell you here. Look at fertilization. The process of the fusion is different from fission. Fusion, combination, fission, division. Remember that? Never forget. Never forget the differentiation. Binary fission. Binary fission. Fission means separation. Fusion. Fusion means combination. Male and female gametes combined. So just look at the fusion of male and female gametes. The fusion of male and female gametes form zygote is called fertilization. What it is called? Fertilization. What is fertilization? The fusion of male and female gametes on zygote is called fertilization. This fusion of male and female gamete takes place where actually? The fusion of male and female gamete takes place in mother womb, in mother's body. So generally from where the baby takes birth? Baby takes birth from mother, right? So then where zygote is forming? In mother. So generally this fertilization, the fusion of male and female gamete takes in two manners. One is external fertilization and another one is internal fertilization. Then what is external fertilization? What is internal fertilization? And what are the male and female gametes? First we look at individually the gametes properly. Later we look at fertilization external and internal. So do you understand the process of giving birth to a fertile animal? By the involvement of and the fusion of male and female gametes is called sexual reproduction. The male and female gametes fuse together form a zygote. The process of forming zygote is called fertilization. Okay. So, what are the gametes are involved here? The gametes which are involved here are male and female. So, what are the male gametes and what are the female gametes? Again one more time I will explain. Male and female. So just we look at them. So generally male sperm is the male part. Then what is the structure of sperm? Just look at. Or, you know, the smallest cell in human body is sperm. The largest cell in human body is ovum. Ovum is the largest. We can see with our naked eye. But sperm, we can't see with our naked eye. So, I'll again explain when I am explaining in a few months. I'll again explain about this too. But generally, just remember. And the next one. In plants, pollen grains. In plants, female ovule. Okay, so these are the reproductive cells, or the sexual cells, or the gametes, which help for fusion to form zygote. Got it? And these cells combine sometimes external side, mean the external part of the body. Sometimes it fuse in internal part of the body. Got it? So just look at it. So first we discuss now about sperm. Okay, sperm structure. Okay, after that I'll explain. I'll come through the as usual like from your textbook. Okay, so just look at this is from Not Missing Good Talents. Don't forget. Now look. So generally the sperm has the upper part called head, and this head has cell membrane. The outer part is called cell membrane. It has cell membrane, and inside of it cytoplasm is present, and this is about nucleus, and in its nucleus it has DNA. So here in each and every human body there are two types of cells. One is haploid cells, diploid cells. This is haploid cell, mean it has only one set of chromosomes. Got it? Generally human body has 23 pairs of chromosomes, but here it has only one pair of chromosomes. Sorry, one set of chromosomes, means only 23 chromosomes. Understood? And here, this is DNA. In this DNA, chromosomes are present. Only one set of chromosomes. And next, this is a piece called neck. And below of that, not E. It is not E. Don't imagine it's a E. It is actually middle piece. What it is? Middle piece. It is middle piece. In this middle piece we find mitochondria, which gives energy, provides energy for the cell to move and for motility, because ovum doesn't go anywhere, only the sperm should reach to the ovum. Got it? That is the reason the sperm should need to move, for that energy is required. That's what it has mitochondria in it. and it also has a tail for motility. Motility means for movement. Motility means for motion, for the movement from male reproductive system to the female reproductive system. Got it? For that motility, here is a tail part is present, which is here. And all these, the topmost, there is a sharp edge containing part present called acrosome. This acrosome is a part of Golgi body. Golgi body is a modified acrosome. Understood? Modified as a acrosome. This acrosome, what is the function? I will tell you later. So generally to enter into the ovum, this acrosome helps for penetration to deep inside. Got it? To deep inside of the ovum, this required. And this is the head. It has a cell membrane, cytoplasm nucleus which containing of DNA, and one set of chromosomes present. Only 23 chromosomes are present. Why only 23 chromosomes are present? I will tell you later. Got it? Next, this is neck and the middle piece in that mitochondria is present, and finally tail is present. This is a structure of sperm. And then what is about ovum? So I will explain you that here. Ovum. So just look at it. This is ovum. Ovum is actually covered by a toughest coat, outermost, yellow color coat, which gives support to the cell. Like this. But it's okay. Don't make it worse. Okay. So generally I am drawing thick, a slight thickish for easy understanding. And inside of it, cell membrane present. This is cell membrane, and the outer part is called a jelly coat, yellow color coat, which is in jelly in nature. And inside of it, cytoplasm present. And nucleus. And this is the structure of nucleus. Understood? So these are the parts of the cell. Generally, this ovum is also known egg. Where it is present? It is produced in female reproductive organ, that too in female body. This is sperm, is a male reproductive cell. It produces in males. Understood? So you must and should need to practice these diagrams. Need to remember the parts. So when these sperm need to enter inside of this body, to this ovum, to the egg, this jelly coat, from the jelly coat to cell membrane, it should make a hole. For that hole, this acrosome helps. So this acrosome makes hole so that only the head portion enters inside. That's it. The remaining whole part is disconnected. Only this part is required because DNA is present near the head region, so that this head enters into here. So by this way. And the tail, it leaves outside. Only the head enters inside. Once the head is entered into the ovum, both fuse together form zygote. This formation of zygote by the fission of the male sperm and ovum is together called fertilization. When this fertilization takes place outside of the female body, that is called external fertilization. If it happens the fusion is happening inside of the female body, it is called internal fertilization. So in which organisms external fertilization takes place? In which organism internal fertilization takes place? External, internal, what is the differentiation? External means if it's a female body, ovum is released outside of the female body. At the same moment, from the male reproductive system, they produce sperm to outside. When due to the releasing of ovum and sperm outside, they both fuse outside of the body, outside of the female body. That is the reason that kind of fertilization, that kind of fusion of male and female gametes called external fertilization. It happens in frog. Got it? And when you look at in animals like dogs, cows, here, rats, tigers, lions, humans, monkeys, donkeys, horse, any animal, the fusion of male and female gametes takes and zygote forms inside of the female body. Got it? So by this way, the fusion of male and female gametes takes place. So internal and external fertilization takes. Is it clear, students? Shall I repeat it again? So generally, this is a sperm, has head, middle piece, tail. Head is major important. Head has the athrosome as well as cytoplasm, cell membrane and nucleus. This is very, very important, remember. And next, there is a neck present, and for the motility, energy is required. For the movement, energy is required. It is provided by mitochondria. And finally, last, tail is present for motion. And next, ovum. This is a part called jelly coat, which gives a protection, and as well as it has a cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. So when these two meet together and frame zygote, understood? And that zygote later becomes an embryo. So this fusion of male and female gamete takes place outside of the female body. It's called external fertilization. If it takes place inside of the female body, it is known internal fertilization. Is it clear? So just we look at again. So now we look at what is internal fertilization, what is external fertilization. After that, I will close the class. So I already told you what is fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes form zygote is called fertilization. Okay, so these fertilization zygote forms. How? Just now I gave you an example. This is ovum and the sperm. Fuses. So just only ovum allows the part to enter inside. Only to the one sperm. Got it? And it is to enter inside. Understood? So once the sperm is entered, immediately the outermost coat, jelly coat is present, right? It becomes harder, and immediately these head part nucleus and the ovum part nucleus all combined together form zygote here. And these zygote later become tissues called embryo. And these tissues is called fetus. Inside of the mother womb, the baby is known fetus. Got it? Once the organ developmentation starts, the baby is called fetus. Later that fetus, finally after delivery, baby comes out from the mother body, then it's called baby. Understood? So, generally from mother body, it should come out. Where the fertilization should take place? Inside of the female body. Then that fertilization is called internal fertilization. What it is called? Internal fertilization. So in internal fertilization, where fission of male and female gamete takes place? Inside the mother body. Inside the mother body. Then external fertilization. External fertilization takes place outside of the mother body. Inside of the mother body and outside of the mother body. Understood? So by this way, the fission of male and female gametes forms zygote. If inside of the female body, then the fertilization is called internal fertilization. If it takes place outside of the mother body, then it is known external fertilization. Internal, all animals. External, like insects and frog. Majorly we discuss later about frog. Got it? Frog is an example for which shows external fertilization. So by this way, internal and external fertilization takes place in different organisms. So this is about today's class. And next further class, we look at how external fertilization takes place, first of all, in frog. And later, we look at internal fertilization in humans. Understood? So I will also explain you the sexual reproduction parts of plant. Again, one more time I will repeat it. Sexual reproduction in plants. After that, I will start in animals. So have a nice day, students. Enjoy. Today I explained up to the page number 148. From 146 to follow 148 in Lakshmi's symbol. Have a nice day. Bye. Tata.